Hello, greetings from Vietnam. It is Saturday afternoon, early evening, and I realised today it is day 5 of my trip, and I still haven't yet checked in or made any kind of video. It just feels like I've been so busy since I've been here. It's all been a bit of a blur, a good blur though, nonetheless. So I left Heathrow on Monday night and got an overnight flight, which was okay. It was a little bit of a nightmare, to be fair. So it was with Eva Air, who weren't the best, and I was sat next to a guy called Raymond, who was in his late 70s and who was off to Pattaya, and he smelt quite badly and whipped his teeth out about halfway through the meal, and then took about 3 days to eat it, it seemed. So anyway, I managed to arrive into Bangkok, into Savani Bhumi. Got there about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was really hot, about 30 odd degrees. So I managed to get through immigration and made my way to the hotel. Stayed at the Pullman, which is a beautiful hotel, same hotel that I stayed in when I was in Bangkok twice last year. So really good, got a free upgrade, which is always a cheeky little bonus. And then just took it easy. That was Tuesday night. Went out for a couple of drinks, had a really good night's sleep, obviously knackered from the night before, and then had a full day of sightseeing the next day. So I got up in the morning, went and had curry for breakfast in a little local market, so completely immersed myself into the Thai culture straight away, and had a full day sightseeing. So took the SkyTrain, the BTS, and then took a riverboat down to the Royal Palace, which was something that I'd missed previous times that I'd been in Bangkok. So it was good to go there and to see that, which was fantastic. So busy though, I've never seen so many Chinese and Taiwanese tourists with selfie sticks bashing each other, lots of pushing and shoving, but there's lots of good things to be saw there. Saw the Emerald Buddha, which is very sacred and holy in the Buddhist culture, so it was nice to see that. And then from there went to Wat Po, which is where they have the reclining Buddha, which is this huge massive figure of the Buddha reclining, so laid down in gold leaf. It's 2.5 tons, I think it is, and it's worth apparently about $500 million. It's completely covered in gold leaf, so that was lovely. From there I just went and walked, mostly through Chinatown, which is vast, absolutely vast, tiny little alleyways and markets. Really great, really nice way to spend my first full day in Asia. It felt really wonderful, really great place to be. From there, then that evening, so that was Wednesday night, I met up with Stephen and Glyn, which was great to see those guys. I went to a party of theirs when I was here last time. We went to this amazing restaurant in this old bottling factory, had some really wonderful dishes such as foie gras pad thai, we had salmon tartare tacos. It was really nice to see those guys, and then after that we went and had some drinks in Salom Soy, I think it's 4, and that ended up then in lots and lots of dancing, and was quite a messy night, but was great fun. Great to see those guys, laughed an awful lot. It was wonderful to meet up with them again. Then back to my hotel, had a few hours sleep. I think I got in till about 2, and then I was up at about 9 to head to the airport to fly to Vietnam, where I am now. So got to the airport and had a few issues actually. Was trying to check in, and they were convinced that I'd been to Vietnam before, which I hadn't. I had to show my immigration letters and all of this, but anyway, managed to board the flight, landed in Hanoi, where it is freezing. When I say freezing, it's about 12 degrees, but after the 30 degrees of Bangkok, that felt really quite cold. Managed to finally get my visa on arrival. Took me over an hour. I should get my bag, and then hopped in a cab. I was being picked up from by the hostel that I was staying with, and from there we left and drove into Hanoi. And it wasn't until we left the airport you realise just how busy Vietnam it really is. You know, I've never seen so many motorbikes and little scooters that have got, you know, massive trees on the back, because we're coming up to Tet here in Vietnam, so that's the start of the Vietnamese New Year. So there's lots of trees and stuff, which people move around, but you know, boxes and boxes and boxes. The equivalent, I'd imagine, to like you know, people have got like 40 cases of beer strapped to a moped, and there's just traffic everywhere. It was a buzz. It was a bit of a shock, to be honest, a bit of a culture shock, but I finally made it to my hostel. Obviously I was very hungover still from the night before. Managed to find the hostel, got there, got checked in, first hostel stay, so I was kind of a little bit iffy about it. Had a few beers and got to bed. Got woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning by people that were coming in from a night out, very drunkenly. It wasn't the best start to the hostel situation, to be fair, but anyway, it had a really early start the next day. So this was now Friday morning. Yesterday morning, got up, was picked up by the Indochina Junk Company to come here to Halong Bay, or Halong Bay, which is where we are, which is the area around next to Halong, to explore. So we boarded, we had a four-hour coach trip from Hanoi to Halong, stopped off halfway, and when we got here to the port, or the pier where we're being picked up from, I was a little bit unsure, to be fair, because you know, it wasn't the paradise that I had expected. It was very built up, you know, it was quite a big city that we were in, but anyway, we managed to find the pier that we were at. We were separated out into our different groups, we loaded our different boats, and we loaded the Dragon Legend, which is this beautiful, beautiful boat. It's about 70 meters long, so it's big in comparison to the other boats that are around here in the area. 22 cabins as well, so it's quite a big boat, and I was expecting it to be quite full. It can hold maybe 44 people, I think, when it's full. There's actually, it turns out, only 16 of us, so it's been really lovely. They've set our dinner tables up as one long table, and everyone's really integrated. It's nice. So we started to then leave Halong Pier and head off into the bay, and it is just beautiful. You know, there are so many limestone islands. We're actually just traveling now at the moment. We're just moving between destinations here, and you can see this is the view from the cabin. It is pretty spectacular. So yesterday we left the pier, we had some lunch on board, lots of local food, about 7 courses, really, really lovely, and we started to move off into the bay. There's about 3,000 of these limestone islands that you can see, almost all of them completely uninhabited. We then went kayaking yesterday, which was fantastic, so we went off for about 2 hours. There's no other boats around. We're taking a slightly different course, so we're moving to parts of the bay that aren't normally seen, because we're on a 2-day trip, so it meant there were no other junk boats around, or no other boats, so it's been really lovely. Had lunch on board on the boat, just chilled out, relaxed in the cabin. We had a really lovely dinner last night as a big group. We then went squid fishing off the back of the ship, which was lovely, really, really nice. One of the guys actually managed to catch something as well, so we did that. And then I got a really early night last night. I was asleep by about 10 p.m. I think, so a very early night once more. And then this morning I woke up really super early. I was up by 6, and then went upstairs and started the day with Tai Chi on the very top deck. So that was a really lovely way to start the day, with a view out over the bay. Was really quite something. And then had breakfast, and then we went and visited a fishing village. So there's a floating village, 4 floating villages in the Halong Bay area, and we went to Vang Vang, which is the largest of these, and people are actually living here basically in the middle of nowhere, 20 kilometers from Halong City, so in the middle of nowhere, farming pearls and also fishing, fishing as well. That's how they make their livelihood, and they go back to the mainland maybe once or twice a year just to buy supplies like clothes and stuff. So it was really great to see that, and we got on traditional Vietnamese fishing boats, and we were rowed through some of these limestone islands until this sort of like little covered area, this clearing in the middle. So that was great. We haven't really long been back at the boat. We had lunch on a beach, which was fantastic. They took us to a private beach owned by the company that's doing our cruise liner, and yeah, that's where we are now. So I mean, I had planned to post before this, that's why this is such an epically long video. Just before you go, I'll just show you around the cabin where I'm staying. So this is the main part of the cabin, lovely big double bed. I had only booked a single cabin, but I think because the ship is so quiet, I've ended up with a double, which is fantastic. And then in here, what we have is we've got this lovely big, let me show you, bathtub down here with the most spectacular view as well here as we're moving along. Big shower, and then we come out of here, and that then is the bay. And what I'll do is I will finish this video now, and I will give you a tour of the rest of the ship before I head back. But yeah, it's been a week, I haven't really posted much. I plan to post more often as well, so if there's anything you want to know, obviously I'm going to get back to Hanoi, and then I'm going to start my bike trip, which is my main reason for being in Asia this time round. So until I post again, take care, and I'll give you a quick tour of the ship now.